Hello, welcome to our round recap of round number 3 from Liberty Hockey 1. Jordan Canellis, Renee Cusick with you. Hello, Renee.
Hello, Jordan. What a week.
What a week of hockey that was. The season is really starting to take shape now as we are halfway through the home and away season. So the ladder is taking its shape and we're seeing what's unfolding. We're seeing the Brisbane Blaze, the defending champions, getting off to a slow start. It was a 2-0 win for the Canberra Chill, starting things out at the Queensland State Hockey Centre on Friday night.
It may have been a slow start for Brisbane, but gosh, it was a ferocious game. It was played at such a strike pace. And we see Dylan Brick was back on track. He was like dropping bombs back down, but they were cut off. And Brisbane Blaze just kept penetrating and penetrating and penetrating. It was end-to-end hockey, first class. It had everything.
Absolutely. That penalty stroke save as well from Andrew Charter. And then it was Jake Staines who scored 2 goals in the last quarter to separate these two teams after they'd gone a long way without goals. Tight contest. And
it was such an impressive goal. Such an impressive goal. The little squeeze shot to get over the sticks and then the kind of cutting up past the shoulder. And you just see the pace that the Staines have with their ball handling skills.
The Blaze are 0-2 to start. The Chill are a perfect 3-0. Onto the women's match thereafter. And Brisbane winning 4 goals to 2. Savannah Fitzpatrick had a double. Giselle Ansley had 2 as well for Canberra in a losing effort. But this was a turnaround from the Brisbane Blaze. They were trailing 2-1 at halftime, then scored 3 goals in the second half.
It really was, and the pace again from these two women's teams was outstanding. Like Sav Fitzpatrick, just her ability to know where the goal is, but the replies by Canberra Chill, like they weren't going anywhere. But the game just slowly kind of opened up and opened up and opened up, and Brisbane really did capitalise with their pace, speed and fitness.
Absolutely, one of the hot teams to start the season, no pun intended there, the Brisbane Blaze. Their title defence off to a great start, 2-0 to begin things with this win here. So a 4-2 win at the Queensland State Hockey Centre. We see the last goal coming up.
Yeah, and they just kept kind of raining goals for Brisbane. They just really did apply goal pressure the whole time throughout this match. And as I said, wound poor Canberra down. So as the match progressed, you just kind of saw Canberra losing touch and losing touch and losing touch, but Brisbane, they just came out to play.
So the Chill go to 1-2 on the season so far. This was the Hockey Club Melbourne Perth Thunder showdown at the State Netball and Hockey Centre in Melbourne on Saturday. What a cracking contest this turned out to be. Melbourne were flying. They were up 4-1 at one stage at the start of quarter number 3, but Perth mounted the comeback. But this was just great hockey, great talent on show from both these teams.
It really was, and we saw some serious skills from that man there, Cooper Burns. Like his run through the midfield on Saturday night was definitely one to put on the highlights reel. But their goal-scoring ability, movement of the ball, but neither team backed down. They just, again, kept bringing it and bringing it and bringing it. And the Saturday night lights really did start to kind of shine bright and heat up.
Absolutely. So they were up 4-1 at a couple of minutes into the third quarter, about 5 minutes into the third quarter. Then we saw goals from Tom Wickham, Brodie Foster, James Day and Jake Harvey. They saw an epic late comeback for the Perth Thunder.
And look at the passion there. And then not to be outdone by the women. Look at this first opening goal here by Hockey Club Melbourne. It's an absolute ripper. Touched in by Gravenel and finished off with a clean one-on-one. You can see here then off the back foot, finds the back of the net.
Absolutely, they were up by a lead as well, 2-0, and then it was a really great contest up until half-time, the evenness in the contest, but then after half-time, something switched with Perth, and they absolutely just ran rampant. Melbourne were stuck in quicksand after half-time, and from a 2-1 lead at half-time, Perth exploded with 5 unanswered goals in the second half.
And that's Perth's kind of their solidness about this year. They are scoring goals. Every game they are scoring multiple goals with multiple goal scorers. And unfortunately for Hockey Club Melbourne, I feel like that's kind of their Achilles heel, is that they can't score goals. So they're really good through the midfield, they can contest things, but they just don't have that kind of same goal-scoring nous that a team like Perth has.
And what a night this woman had, Courtney Chanel, with 4 goals on the night. She exploded and has rocketed up the goal-scoring tally for the Perth Thunder. And then to Adelaide Mate Stadium on the Sunday. It was Adelaide who were off to a flying start here. It feels like there's been a lot of comebacks this week, and this was again the same situation. Landon Morley, what a goal that was. He had a hat-trick. The Fire were leading 3-0.
Yeah, the Fire was burning bright early, and then Tassie decided to really kind of turn down the oxygen. They would just kind of choke them up, and ended up coming away just scoring 4 goals in one quarter.
They did. It was goals from Erin Hazel, Josh Brooks, and then 2 from Eddie Ockenden, including this one here. This was the game-tying goal from Eddie Ockenden in close confines, and then he'd score the field goal conversion after that to seal the victory for the Tassie Tigers. And the final match of the weekend, this was more of a grind, this game, the Adelaide Fire and the Tassie Tigers. They were locked at 0-0 up until half-time, but then 2 goals from Gitta Michels, including this penalty corner, is what broke the deadlock for Tassie.
Yeah, she has shown her value there. Out back, she's really clean, has great distribution, but then up front, she can just absolutely boom a ball into the back of the net. But you're right, though, Jordan. It was a grinding match, and both teams basically arm wrestled the entire time. It could have gone either way, but Gitta really did kind of stand up and show that she is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to PCs.
There was urgency late for the Adelaide Fire, but they couldn't get the goals at the end in the last quarter. That was what ended up being the winning goal from Gitta Michels, the deflected penalty corner. As we take a look at the ladders at the end of round number 3, starting with the men's, Canberra on top with a perfect 3-0 record, and the Tassie Tigers, with that win away in Adelaide, have got themselves locked into second at the end of 3 rounds.
Yeah, Canberra Chill have been really impressive, I feel, this year, and with Dylan Brick kind of being able to throw those bombs from his penalty corners. But we've got lots of teams there who haven't played their 3 matches, so we will see this kind of dynamic nature of this ladder change as we move into the final week.
And the reigning champions, the Brisbane Blaze, winless in 6th there on the men's ladder. The women's ladder looks different though for Brisbane. They have won 2 of their 2 games, so they are perfect so far, but it is the Perth Thunder who are still the heavy favourites. And look at the goals for column. Their 22 goals for the Perth Thunder is unbelievable.
Unbelievable, and so good to watch.
Incredible, incredible. So the Adelaide Fire still looking to get off the mark with a win. And there's still a lot of moving and shaking to be done. You look from 3rd all the way down to pretty much last, and there's, 1 win between 3rd and last, so anything can happen on the women's side of things. Renee, thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. It was so much fun being here with you.
That was a great round number 3. We'll see you again next week for round 4 of Liberty Hockey 1.